Rigging Station, brought to you by Diamond Fishing Products, most reliable monofilament and braided fishing line in the world.
On this week's rigging station, we're going to take a closer look at trolling diving plugs. These are just typical swimming plugs. They come in a variety of sizes and color combinations from a multitude of manufacturers. Different lip sizes. Obviously, the larger lip lures are going to swim deeper in the water column, whereas the smaller lipped plugs will swim just below the surface. These are Rapala X-Wraps. They work wonders for us. We have caught everything on these lures. If it's pelagic, if it's a fish that eats other fish, it's gonna eat this bait. That's the bottom line. Dolphin tuna, sailfish, wahoo, smoker kings, skipjack, Spanish mackerel, everything eats these baits, and that's what's so awesome about this tactic. It's a great way to find a bite when nothing else seems to be producing. As far as where you put these baits behind the boat, you don't need to be a rocket scientist. You don't need to be a tournament-winning offshore captain. You can just stagger these behind the boat, make sure that you fish one below the surface with a larger lip, a deeper diving plug, and then fish another 4, 6, another 7 baits, as many lines as you can manage. Fish these staggered behind the boat. Fish a couple flat close to the transom, a couple at the 4th or 5th wake, and then a couple way at the end of the whitewater there. And just take your time. You only need to pull these baits at 4 or 5 knots. They don't need to move much faster than that. You'll know that they're swimming right by the way that your rod tip is reacting, and everything will eat these lures. I was initially turned on to this technique years ago. I used to just troll one plug within my typical trolling spread, and that plug always produced. It always picked off quality wahoo or quality dolphin. And then I said, you know what if you just magnify that vibration and that sound that that plug is putting through the water? What if you magnify that by 8? And I fine-tuned the tactic, and it really, really works. There's a couple of key things that you need to remember. Try and keep all of your plugs the same size. I like to keep them uniform. The same size bait typically swims, with that same size bait, so you want to keep it uniform. I also found that each particular lure emits a certain vibration and a certain reaction in the water, so I like to keep all of the lures the same and consistent across the board. I found that that really produces the greatest strikes. As far as the color pattern, as you can see, they're available in everything from the ghost white to an olive green back to some really odd colors like bright orange. They all produce. They all produce. As long as that bait is swimming through the water, as long as it's performing properly, you're gonna catch fish.
Rigging Station, brought to you by Diamond Fishing Products, most reliable monofilament and braided fishing line in the world.